Must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and
a multitude of angels, and they are playing with my heart.
Must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to
an angel.
Must be talking to and be talking to and must be
talking to an angel.
Talking to an angel.
Just be talking to an angel. I must be hallucinating, watching angels celebrating. Could this be reactivating all my senses dislocated? This must be strange deception by celestial intervention, leaving me the recollection of your heavenly connection. No one on earth could feel like this. There must be an angel playing with my heart.
Must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and
orchestra of angels, and they're playing with my heart.
Must be talking to Anna, be talking to Anna, must be talking to Anna, be talking to Anna, must be talking to Anna, be talking to Anna, must be talking to Anna.
No one on earth could feel like this. I'm thrown and overblown with bliss. There must be an angel playing with my heart. And when I think that I'm alone, it seems there's more of us at home. It's a multitude of angels, and they are playing with my heart.
Must be talking to Anna, be talking to Anna, must be talking to Anna, must be talking to Anna, be talking to Anna,
Must be talking
to Anna,
to an angel.
must be talking to Anna, be talking to Anna, must be
Must be talking to an angel. Just be talking to an angel. I must be hallucinating, watching angels celebrating. Could this be reactivating all my senses dislocated? This must be strange deception by celestial intervention. Leaving me the recollection of your heavenly connection. No one on earth could feel like this. There must be an angel playing with my heart.
Good afternoon. We didn't do that bad, but what bothers me is that we came here to see what was going to happen, and I'm bothered about that. If you want to win Madrid in Madrid, you have to go and get them in a quite aggressive way, giving it your most, and you have to give your skin on the court. And we came here to see if we can do something here, if it's possible or not. We need to learn. Our guys are not so much used to win, and we have to learn that as well. And we have to say it. There is quite an important difference on faults and free shots. So that maybe was influenced because the match was all the way to the end. Nevertheless, little by little, we are also winning some respect. That's it. Questions for the coach? As usual, please identify yourself and the company that you represent. Thank you. Javier Rodriguez, Planeta CB. You're saying that your kids are not accustomed to win so much, but now they have mathematically qualified. So how was the path this year? Well, if we're talking about today's match is one thing, and if we talk about qualifying, I'm really proud to be amongst the best 8. No questions. No one was giving us any credit at the beginning of the season and the fact that everyone was fighting for this. So I'll congratulate my players because they played hard and they tried hard. But this is what we need to learn. We need to learn how to win every time, and that's quite difficult. I hope that we will improve in this sense. Any further questions for the coach? Okay, thank you.
I'm thrown and overblown with bliss. There must be an angel playing with my heart. And when I think that I'm alone, it seems there's more of us at home. It's a multitude of angels, and they are playing with my heart.
Must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must
Be talking
to
to an angel.
must be talking to and be talking to and must be
Talking to an angel. Just be talking to an angel. I must be hallucinating, watching angels celebrating. Could this be reactivating all my senses dislocated? This must be strange deception by celestial intervention. Leaving me the recollection of your heavenly connection. No one on earth could feel like this. There must be an angel playing with my heart.
must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and
No one on earth could feel like this. I'm thrown and overblown with bliss. There must be an angel playing with my heart. I walk into an empty room and suddenly my heart goes boom. It's an orchestra of angels, and they're playing with my heart.
must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to and must be talking to and be talking to
Again, we start a assessment from Pablo Lasso. Good evening. First, to congratulate the Kaunas for the win. I think the match we started quite well. We got a bit of bad luck at the beginning with some 3 shots from the end of possession, Udrits, and some easy shots. But our first quarter in general was good, and we managed a bit of an advantage. I think the second one was the worst quarter for us, and they didn't get so much advantage because they were damaging in things that we have talked quite often. Defending Milan in some 3 shots, he scored 4, and that gave them quite a lot of error. In the third quarter, we did a lot better. Our defense was more solid, knowing what you can give and what you cannot. And little by little, we adjusted to the different situations. They were open the field a lot, lots of pick and roll, and generated situations that we control quite well. And we managed to get a good and important win for us against a team that doesn't stop playing. That's what they managed to do throughout the season, to be a team, sort of bothersome team, because they're always in the match. They don't get you to have a streaks. They play long, and in that sense, we had to work a lot to get the win. I'm happy because I know that it was quite a tough EuroLeague week with 2 matches in less than 48 hours, and right now we have already qualified and trying to be on the highest possible position, but we have in our hand to be in the 4th position. That would give us an advantage. So, set of questions for Pablo. Good evening, Pablo. Real Madrid TV. Seeing the match that we see again, what's the level that we have on this EuroLeague? The level from the EuroLeague is quite high. I always say that. The feeling is that each match is a different one. And I repeat this quite often. When you get the schedule from the EuroLeague in August, you say, like, this I'm going to win, this I'm going to lose, this I'm going to win. But in the EuroLeague, that doesn't work out well. There's a very high level. Each of the different matches is a different one. Probably you can win all of them, but you can lose all of them. The evidence is that the one that at least won once is the FS, but they won some, and I think it has a danger as well, and it's mathematically the last from the EuroLeague. On all the other ones, we see them quite equal indeed. So I think that we had better days and worse days, fair wins, unfair wins, fair losses, unfair losses, but we are always able to stay on route. Except for March, the rest of them, the team played quite well, and I'm really happy because we qualified for the playoffs, and as I'm saying, to try and get the best possible qualification, which right now would be to try and achieve the 4th position. That would give us the court advantage in the playoffs. Carlos Sanchez for Onda Madrid. Pablo, do you have the feeling that this match was a bit key? You were always prudent about this, but you have it too close to have the court advantage after 30 matches. To be honest, I would say that a few matches ago, I don't like this quite that much, but I did that. I met the team and I told them how the EuroLeague was all about, what we had left, and we had to have focus, what we had ahead to be qualified, and the possibility of finding our best position. Olympiacos and Fenerbahce got away, 2 quite near matches. Maybe we would be fighting for the 2nd position, but that's it. The team maintained as solid, kept working, and right now the court advantage is in our hand. It's true that Zalgiris is within that fight for that 4th position, and to win this match would make us win not just the average in the case of 3-pointers, shoots and all that. But I still think that 2 match days away and 3 match days away is because we were qualified before, and it's quite important to be amongst the first 8. But we are ambitious and we want to get the court advantage, which is in our hand. It's not going to be easy, of course. There are 2 difficult matches ahead of us. But I think you were asking on Valencia something similar. And I always like to have on my hand to be able to do things and not to depend on others. So 2 match days away, we depend on ourselves. Pablo Javier Rodriguez, Planet ACB. I would like to ask about Ion, if we can know something about how he is. And in the second quarter, we saw that you were quite angry with the team, and I don't know if it's because it was something that you had talked about, as you mentioned, and that doesn't happen. And that's one of your main fears, disconnections from something that you had worked on before. Gustavo Singh, he was tested yesterday. It's nothing serious. Nothing serious, but important thing, the normal thing would be that he's out for a couple of weeks ago. He had a problem and he's not going to play on Sunday, and it's kind of difficult for him to play in Belgrado and Malaga, but we'll see how he evolves. Regarding the second quarter, it was not a matter of effort or work, it's things that we talked about, quite simple ones, quite clear ones, and we had some mistake that punished us, and this team punished mistakes a lot. As a matter of fact, we won the ranking by 50 points, but we never thought it was an easy match because it's a team that works quite well. Their opportunities from the defensive point of view, they're quite correct. From the offensive point of view, they're quite patient. And we had clearly some things we talked about and we emphasized a bit, maybe not so much prepared because 48 hours ago we were in Valencia, but we tried to do some very specific things, and that's when we were worst in that sense. Quite often the importance of the match, and this was quite obvious, makes you be a bit blocked in that sense, and I think the team reacted quite well in the second quarter, and in general I'm happy because of the win. Pablo, do you think that it's more important, I don't know if that's the word, to be fourth with what happened this year than being first in the previous year? Well, this is not something that can be measured. I believed in Tuesday after Valencia's match, I talked about this for a bit. The feeling that right now our season was not an easy one. That's not something I have to say out loud, because you know the problems we had with players coming in and out, but in that sense the team never stopped. It kept working, so that's nothing I'm going to argue with the team about. I already mentioned the team a while ago that I was quite proud on how they were working. We're going to be measured on winning and losses, and I understand that, but in that sense I believe the team, we have 50-something official matches, and the feeling is that the team was able to try and find solutions to all different problems we had. The team was patient with the work of getting new players that were stopped, new players that were not there, all the players were coming out. In that sense I'm quite proud, and I think it's quite important that we go amongst the best 8 teams in Europe. We are leaders in the Endesa League, and it talks volumes about how the players did throughout the system. It's not that I'm happy or proud, there's a lot of work ahead, but it's true that, and I've mentioned it in Valencia, I believe our season up to today has been quite important. Okay, thank you.